Emilia Pérez, folks, it's a movie, a musical in fact, and it's stirring up a tempest in a tequila bottle for sure. Awards? It's got 'em. Golden Globes, SAG nominations. But acclaim doesn't protect from controversy. The plot? Wild. Imagine a Mexican cartel leader, Juan. Now picture Juan transitioning into Emilia, seeking redemption. It's a cocktail of action, drama, and show-stopping musical numbers. Intrigued? Buckle up. This ain't your abuela's movie musical, that's for sure. It's a story of identity, reinvention, and the ghosts we outrun. But some folks are singing a different tune, questioning the film's representation and casting choices. Let's unpack this piñata of controversy, shall we? First up, the elephant in the room, how Emilia Pérez portrays transgender identity. Some critics cry foul, arguing that the film fails to capture the true essence of a transgender person's journey. They see Emilia's transition as a deceptive act, a plot device, not a lived experience. This criticism stems from the portrayal of her transition as a means to an end, rather than a genuine part of her identity. Her past as a cartel boss further muddies the waters, adding layers of complexity to her character. This duality raises questions about whether her actions are driven by her past or her true self. Is this perpetuating the harmful stereotype of trans people being inherently deceitful? The concern is that such portrayals can reinforce negative perceptions and biases. Or is Emilia's past separate from her identity? Can we view her actions independently of her gender transition, seeing her as a multifaceted character? The film's defenders argue for nuance, suggesting that Emilia's story is one of redemption and personal growth. Emilia's choices, they say, are driven by her past life, not her transness. Her journey is about overcoming her previous life and seeking a new path. She's a woman seeking atonement, her journey one of self-discovery. The debate rages on with strong opinions on both sides. Is Emilia Pérez a step back for trans representation? Critics argue that it could be, given the potential for misinterpretation. Or is it a complex portrayal of a woman grappling with identity and past sins? You decide. The film leaves us with more questions than answers, challenging us to think deeply about representation and identity. Next, the setting. Emilia Pérez screams Mexico, with its vibrant colors, lively streets, and unmistakable cultural essence. The language, the characters, the vibe. Everything seems to be meticulously crafted to reflect the heart of Mexico. But hold your horses, amigo. There's more to this story than meets the eye. The film was largely shot in Paris, far from the streets of Mexico City, with a non-Mexican director at the helm steering the creative vision. Ay, caramba! Critics cry foul play, accusing the filmmakers of missing the mark. Where's the Mexican voice, the authentic representation, they ask. A film set in Mexico, they argue, demands Mexican storytellers to truly capture its essence. Otherwise, it's cultural appropriation, a cheap knockoff that lacks genuine soul. Defenders counter that a globalized world allows for artistic freedom and cross-cultural collaboration. They point to the casting of Adriana Paz, a talented Mexican actress in a key role, as a nod to authenticity. And they argue that the director's vision transcends geographical boundaries, aiming for a universal appeal. But the question lingers. Can a film truly capture the soul of a culture without deeply involving that culture in its creation? This debate continues to spark passionate discussions in the film community. Section 4. Selena Gomez's Spanish, a language barrier or cultural bias. And then there's Selena, America's sweetheart, taking on a Spanish-speaking role. Brave? Sure. But it's more than just bravery. It's a bold step into a world where language and culture intertwine, where every word carries weight and meaning. Successful? The jury's still out. Critics and fans alike are divided. Some praise her effort, while others remain skeptical. Some find her Spanish, well, indefensible. They argue that her pronunciation is off, her intonation unnatural. They argue her accent is inconsistent, her delivery stilted. It's a tough crowd, and the stakes are high. It takes them out of the story, detracts from the performance. For some, it's a deal-breaker. Gomez, a heritage speaker, admits her Spanish is a work in progress. She's open about her journey, her struggles, and her determination to improve. She's embraced the challenge, the opportunity to connect with her roots. It's a personal mission, a way to honor her heritage. And let's be real, folks. How many Hollywood stars even try? It's rare to see such dedication to authenticity. The debate here goes beyond accent. It's about identity, representation, and the expectations placed on performers. It's about heritage, fluency, and the pressure on performers to be perfect. The scrutiny is intense, the criticism often harsh. Is Gomez held to a different standard? Food for thought? No. In the end, it's a conversation about more than just language. It's about who gets to tell which stories and how well they tell them. Section 5. The verdict. Why the fuss matters. So, Emilia Pérez masterpiece or mess? The answer, like most things in life, is complicated. It's a film sparking important conversations about representation, authenticity, and cultural sensitivity. Are the criticisms valid? Sometimes. Are they overblown? Perhaps. But the fact that we're even having this dialogue is significant, because art, even flawed art, has the power to challenge us, to make us think critically about the world around us. And that's a beautiful, messy, and ultimately necessary thing.